Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We're back with the Talos Principle 2, and today we're in Area 5, North 2, Flooded Valley. And we've got the Sphinx statue right there in front of us. Looks like a map. Yeah, it's a map. Okay. We'll figure that out later. So, where do we start? One is this way. We'll follow the numbers for the time being. Okay. Absorption. What's this? Accumulator. Okay. I guess it absorbs light and releases it. Okay, well, let's give it a try. And connect. How long does it last, by the way? Is it permanent or... Looks permanent. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This will let us take this accumulator. Connect that. It does look like it's permanent. But we have to discharge it in order to... Yeah. We have to discharge it in order to pick up a new ray. So now we load it with blue and set this here.
In the beginning, before we built New Jerusalem, we used to explore just like this. Small groups setting out for the horizon, looking for resources, trying to make sense of the world we'd been thrust into, trying to find a way forward. It was a hard time, but I can't deny that it was also exciting. I think it's part of our nature to be wanderers. Our ancestors crossed entire oceans on flimsy wooden boats, just to see what else there was.
Is it weird to feel nostalgic for a time I never experienced? I just think I could have contributed so much more back then.
It's not weird, but it wasn't all sunshine. People died. Yemo, Calvin, Isaac.
I know, Al. They were family to me.
Sorry. Didn't mean to reopen old wounds.
It's a legitimate point, but I don't think it invalidates the sense of wonder we felt. That's what kept us going.
Okay. That's going to number 2. Triptych. Okay. Okay. I need blue, green, and blue, but how am I supposed to do that? Well, green is obvious. Alright. Actually, I need to take this away. So we'll connect blue and blue this way. But how am I supposed to get green? There's only one way to make green light, and that's through this. Yeah. That's very unhelpful. Whoops. No, we could get 2 out of 3. How to get a third one without crossing the beams? Mm-hmm. That doesn't work, obviously. Alright. Does this have some kind of property that I am not aware of? Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how could it be anything else? We only have one accumulator and one RGB converter. Doesn't make sense to pick up red from this, does it? Huh? Huh. Oh, we can give it a try. We can give it a try. No, I don't think this is going to work. Uh-huh. Okay. Now we discharge this and pick up green. I see. So now we have green. We can combine green and red to make blue. Yay. These are getting more and more complicated in terms of just mental gymnastics. New interface content. Yep, social media. Proposal, bring back dogs. Thread title says it all. We should re-domesticate dogs. Our ancestors loved dogs so much. They insisted they were amazing companions, full of life and love, man's best friend. And the lives they lived with humans must have been infinitely better than in the wild. So why not bring them back? Did you know that the poet Lord Byron wrote a beautiful poem about his dog, Boatswain? He said he had beauty without vanity, strength without insolence, courage without ferocity, and all the virtues of man without his vices. Is that who our Byron named himself after? No, he named himself for Robert Byron, the travel writer. That's great, but what about my idea? Oh, I had to unplug my headset, and now all the cables are tangled. Just a second here. Okay, I'm going to mute it again. Back. We should bring them back, except Pucks. What's wrong with Pucks? It's a great idea. Dogs were a beautiful creation. The resources we waste on our cats are bad enough, and you know what cats do to local bird populations? Do we really want to add dogs to that? Yes, we do. Oh, sort of, the cats are so terrible business. What do you think happens in the natural world? You think animals don't eat each other? I would love to have a dog. We will go on walks together and we will be excited about every new smell and we will play fetch. It sounds magical to me. Alright. Okay, there's a spark. Let's see if we can get to the spark. Huh. What's this? Is that just a processing artifact, or does it have some significance? Like this sort of graphical noise here. Anyway, I can't get up to the platform. Must be a way somewhere that escapes me for now. Let's go check our terminal. Fascinating story I discovered in the archive concerns a great scientist by the name of Galileo. This remarkable man made huge contributions to the early development of science, but was best remembered for becoming embroiled in a controversy with the church that ended with accusations of heresy, a trial, and him being placed under house arrest for the rest of his life. The cause of the controversy? He argued that the earth revolved around the sun, a view we would describe as self-evident, and which the Inquisition described as foolish and absurd in philosophy and formally heretical. Story became emblematic for how society often punishes those who try to push our understanding of the world forward in the modern day. There's a legend that at the end of his trial, he muttered, "And yet it moves." A beautiful idea, but untrue. Because defying society is hard. It comes at a high cost, and not everyone is capable of bearing it. What would you have done in his place? What would I? I think I would have tried to stand up for the truth. It's harder than it sounds. Fighting an authority like Elohim is one thing, but when even your friends and allies may renounce you for holding an unacceptable opinion, it takes enormous willpower to continue. But if nobody does it, society gets stuck. How are you doing, YouTube? Welcome. The role of puzzles in the simulation was so important to the creation of our civilization that it has left an indelible imprint, but sometimes I worry that this is an issue. Alexander Trennan thought of human beings as problem solvers, but the real world isn't anything like the simulation. Yes, there are problems to solve, but there isn't a terminal waiting to reward you. There's just another problem, and another, and another. Our veneration of the puzzle may be blinding us to the fact that sometimes there isn't a neat solution, but sometimes life is just a slog and the best you can do is muddle through. From Aurora to Athena. Is this the first time we saw the name Aurora? Well, this one is probably a New Jerusalem inhabitant. Have you really left us for good without even saying goodbye? I know we haven't spoken much lately, but isn't that just part of the slow, relaxed lives we now lead? After all these centuries of struggle trying to build New Jerusalem, I thought we deserved a rest. And if that disappointed you, why didn't you say so? I know we disapprove of all those silly titles they give us now, but we really were your first companions. We know what it was like. I was there when Nemo died. I remember the horror of realizing there was no way of bringing him back. The impossible finality of it, and then the determination to make it, made sense. To have it be part of a story that leads to a better world. I never abandoned that, Athena. I just thought that maybe I could spend some time on the things that make life worth living, too. Maybe I lost track. Maybe I failed you. I don't know, because you didn't tell me. Actually, one moment. So this terminal, Thamas X. Should probably check like the names of terminals, see if they represent anything. So let's head over to room number 3 on this side. I need a cough drop. I need a cough drop and I need liberal amounts of water. Crossing. Okay. Okay. So first we bring this over. Jam these. What does this have to offer? We'll find out. Okay, that's blue light. We got a red emitter on this side. There's blue light. Okay. But how am I supposed to pick up the light from behind there? Right. And what is this for? As well. Okay. Let's jam one of the fans. Set up the accumulator and... Did we get it? Good. Now we can take the accumulator. Let's retrieve the box as well. So we can take this. Turn this on. What does that change? Okay, we can get through the gate. We jam that. Discharge. Charge with red. Unjam this. This was one of the easiest ones. As long as you can wrap your head around charging the accumulator while in the air.
There's so much history here that we can't see. The founder must have walked these paths hundreds of times, maybe thousands. Miranda must have stood right where we're standing. This all looks alien to us, but it must have been familiar to them.
If this was their home, where are they now?
They must be inside the megastructure.
What's this?
Waiting for us to pass the test. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Huh. Well, the game doesn't like us when we spend too much time underwater, so I don't think there's much to see behind that. Let's follow the numbers for now. Nothing new on social media. Number 4. Wellspring. Let's see. We have a single connector here and one more on this side. What do we use it for though? Probably blue. What good does that do me? This one can't be connected. This is just a normal connector. There's no chance we can make this work, is there? Unless we can find something else. What am I missing here? Okay. We don't have any other tools. This is just a normal connector. We need to get the blue light in order to get to the connector. I mean the accumulator. This doesn't work. Is there an angle where I can reach one of the windows? I don't think so. Yeah, this whole fence thing is in the way. I don't get it. Hi on YouTube, welcome. What am I supposed to do with this? There's blue. The other possibility is to use this for red. Oh, okay. Actually, I do have the angle from this side. Alright. Where are you? Okay. We have our accumulator. Oh! Okay. Come to think of it. Well, what we can do is this. But there's nothing I can connect to. Well, we can pick up the red lights. Alright, now that this is charged up. Why do we need this? In order to reach this side, I need a connector here. I might be able to do this with just the accumulator and one connector. Where is it? Next, we need to get the red light to the end. So here's the connector. There's the end. Can I somehow reach my accumulator from this side? while we move it a little further. All we need to do is adjust the position. Let's see. Let's see. Now, can we pick up the red light from here? Nah. Nah. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's all about positioning. It doesn't seem impossible. So here. And then we'll just get the other connector to line up. Simple. Huh? Bah. Bah. I thought I got this. There we go. Finally. Okay. So that was number 4. Now let's head off to number 5. Great. You know what? Let's leave this for later. That's for the Prometheus star. But we'll deal with the puzzles first. What's that? There isn't a question mark this way. It feels like it could mean something. Balance of forces. Huh. Why is this here? Start. Well, we got to get things started somewhere. Okay, so there's the receiver. Let's pick up the blue lights. What do we have here? Okay. So this turns on the fan. Okay. And then what? Okay. Let's turn this off. Connect this and this. Yeah. Put this on. Connect these two. Okay. This is weird. It was also quick. Yes, number 5.
Every one of these clouds seems to contain exactly the same amount of energy.
Well, what does that mean? Let's check out number 6. Reconnaissance. What's on this side? Bam. We got blue. Okay. Let's pick that up. Well, pick that up, I guess. So, what does this do? Drill. RGB converter. Alright, what are we supposed to use the drill on? It's a fence in the way, so I can't really get through. Ah, okay. Let's just, for argument's sake, set that up. Where's the green emitter? Okay. Well, we should probably hold the pressure plate down while we're at this. Discharge the accumulator. Pick up the green. And then we just need green plus blue or red. Why can't I get a blue? But it's not good enough. All right. Alright, we need to get blue in there. Or do we have an angle from this side? Okay. Well, we'll still be crossing the beams. Green plus blue for red. We do it from this side. Green. Yeah, where I pick it up is not that important. Oops. Right, we got red on this side. There's basically nothing else I can do with a drill, is there? It has to be here. No real way for me to retrieve the drill from the other side. I think it'll be more profitable if I just started with this. Okay. I mean, the moment I remove this accumulator, the RGB connector stops functioning. Wait. There is a way, isn't it? Isn't there? I might just be imagining things, but let's try this first. Blue. And then we can have the RGB connector. Yeah. Still crossing the beams. What if we did it this way? Doesn't fundamentally change anything, does it? Oh, okay. Actually, I know what to do now. I was making this more complicated than it needed to be. I'll just take the RGB connector out here, which now lets me do whatever the bleep I want. Yeah, the world's my playground at this point. Why did I notice this earlier? This thing is so much less time than the last area.
Melville?
What is it now?
Why did you upload a picture of your hand?
Why do you care that my hand is in the picture?
Your hand isn't in the picture, it is the picture.
I like it. It's very artistic.
Let's stay professional, everyone. It's not right to make fun of Melville's comically absurd inability to take decent pictures. She's a
You're the
highly
worst.
advanced humanoid machine, not a photographer.
You'll pay for this, Byron.
Interesting design elements. Nothing but Melville's hand here. Huh. Alright. Here's the last slab. What? Alright. It looks like there's a door that we should be able to access, but we can't. So let's check out this way. Wait, is that Byron?
This is where they must have lived.
Athena and Miranda. You know, for a moment, I almost expected to find them here. But the only thing that's still functional is the megastructure. I'm sorry. This must be awfully strange for you being thrown into all this history. But that's why I needed you. Because you're not burdened with all these memories and conflicts and regrets weigh on our minds like a nightmare.
Actually, give me a moment here while I move my face. I guess I'm in position. Nightmare.
Our civilization is caught in a loop, 1K. We freed ourselves from the simulation, but now we're trapped again, and it's our own fault. We're afraid of taking responsibility, afraid of growing up. Instead, we make up some capitalized words and build up all these myths around them. Nature, balance, the founder, the goal. We're afraid to face the randomness of the cosmos, but equally afraid to imagine a better world. So we're stuck. I've been trying to find a way out for years. Something, anything, to get people to understand that we do actually have free will. That building a thriving, expanding civilization doesn't have to involve repeating the mistakes of the past. But I failed. Over and over.
Why did you fail?
Because for some reason, people find it easier to cling to cynicism and self-hate than to actually have hope. Because believing the worst about ourselves, calling ourselves sinners and fools, somehow still seems wise.
You think what we've discovered could change things?
Yes. Because this is something unexpected, an anomaly. Everything we found on this island challenges who we have become. It shows us that different answers are possible. And maybe that can break people out of the loop. All we need is a spark. Maybe that's why she made all this, the puzzles, the towers. A way of jolting us out of our complacency.
I honestly don't know.
Neither do I, 1K. But I try to be optimistic. Now, let's see what else we can find here.
Just trying to take the middle road for as long as the game will allow me to. What is this? Looks like a chess piece on who knows what. Well, there's a chessboard. One pawn versus... Is that a king? Thing that looks more like a queen. And 3 pawns. Does that symbolize anything? It's the same image. And okay. It's plants in an enclosure, but these are wilted. Looks more like a museum than a living space, to be honest. What?
Melville, eyes on 1K's stream. Is this thing what I think it is?
Blow my fuse box. It sure looks that way. Best not touch it until I get
there. Of course, sound advice, but what is it?
I think it's a somnodrome. It's a sort of analytics tool for processing mental data that Melampus streamed up.
But all he ever did was sketch out the theory. As far as I'm aware, he never actually built one.
Looks like the founder gave it a go.
How does it work?
Well, what we know is that our deeper algorithms.
I wish I picked the Can you explain it like I was born yesterday? option.
Melampus stipulated that the computational power to interpret them in real time would always be beyond us. But in theory, the Somnodrome would interpret that data and loop it directly to our senses.
People were hoping to find answers to the big questions by having a conversation with our own subconscious. If you ask me, it's solipsistic at best, and pseudoscience regardless.
That may be. But if the founder figured it out, then that device could be an extremely important discovery.
We should study it.
I agree. The data on that device could prove invaluable. Besides, you may have survived all those data stream overloads, but interface with that thing and you're liable to get bricked.
Sounds like a plan. Melville, I'm shutting this thing down until you can get here. 1K, get on with exploring the rest of the lab.
Private message. Melampus, the Somnodrome. To all of you on this expedition, I'm sure you have questions about the Somnodrome, but I'm afraid I can't answer them. It was a dream I had a long time ago when I was a different person, and it has long since faded. I did build a prototype of sorts, at least one part of its systems, but none of it ever functioned the way I wanted it to. Whatever Athena may have done with my invention, the truth is that I'm simply not interested in the affairs of New Jerusalem anymore. I care as little for Byron's utopianism as I do for Herman's religious pessimism. I'm not sure I care about anything at all. Really. In fact, I think not caring may be the only answer at the end of the day. Everything is transient, even the self. I've learned to let go. Please do not respond. I value my privacy. Prototype device 1K discovered. Melampus, number 8, one of the Loop-Peer first companions, dreamed out the Somnodrome back in the day. It was supposed to help us visualize the black box that is our own internal algorithms, and so provide some kind of moral or spiritual insight. It never properly worked, of course. Apparently, the founder took an interest and experimented further with the technology, correcting some of the mistakes Melampus made. Still a lot of touch, if you ask me, but maybe she made it work. And I can't activate it. Nor should I. Well, there's a terminal here. But this one says Samus 2, Somnodrome prototype. Author Athena. Melampus believed that the answers we're looking for, the correct way for the individual to exist ethically in society and the world, are within us. Our failure to him was not failing to create a better system, but failing to truthfully reflect what already exists within our minds. A failure of connection between the high and the low, the inner and the outer. On most days that seems wrong to me, but sometimes when I think of where New Jerusalem is headed, I wonder if the Somnodrome doesn't hold an answer after all. I took some time to build a prototype according to the original blueprints, but there's a lot Melampus didn't account for. Still, I'm almost certain I could apply some of my own knowledge and make it work. The question is, should I? Okay. I guess Melville is coming. Wait. Which way did I come from? Okay, so I came from this side. And here's the other side. Huh. So is that the next gimmick? Looks a lot like the particle clouds we've been dealing with. So it's like almost a teleporter. Let's check out the terminal. Thomas 1 from Thekla. Beloved founder, wherever you have gone, I continue to have faith in. You are our mother, our creator, the chosen of the progenitor. I am certain that this is a test, trial like the ones you face in the simulation, and we will learn from your example and keep the faith. Praise be your name. Results confirm the anomaly is consistent. There was no error in trial 108. The error is in our understanding. We need to start over. So does this connect to the Somnodrome experiment next? From Miranda to Athena. I went ahead and ran the next set of trials anyway. I know you said to wait, but the data we got from the last batch was just too amazing. Every step leads to the next, like a progression of musical notes. We're so close. And here's another data stream overload. One K must be a bit of a masochist.
The singularity sustained itself longer this time.
Did we get the data?
We did. I think we just obsoleted quantum physics.
Maybe. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to be able to replicate these results.
You know, I've been wondering. You told me that in the simulation, one thing that kept you motivated was looking for answers. Do you think that with the work we're doing, we'll ever run out of questions to ask?
I don't think so. Trying to understand the universe means asking the same question over and over. How? How do you make fire? How do earthquakes happen? How does gravity work? How do particles behave? You keep digging deeper, finding another set of mechanisms, another set of hows. Step by step, you demystify reality. But then, if you keep doing it long enough, one day, you run out. You've answered all the hows. You know how the universe works. So, now what?
Now you ask why? Isn't that the next step?
It's not quite that easy. The question of why cannot be answered. Even if it could, it would only be followed by another why. At some point, you have to accept that it all just exists. But there is another set of questions. What's next? You've stripped away the layers of mystery, you've laid bare the machinery. Now you have to start building, to add your own layers of meaning.
Are you okay? You overloaded again.
I'm fine. I saw Athena again.
Yes, I saw. It came through on your stream. Strange to hear her voice again. But that was her. The way I remember her. The real Athena. Not this imaginary founder.
How well did you know her?
I'd like to think I knew her well. There was just a handful of us in those days. Small family in the ruins of a dead civilization. It was hard. Harder than anyone else can possibly imagine. We had nothing except what Alexandra Drennan and the Institute had left us. Now that everyone lives in civilization, they don't understand how necessary it was for us to build that civilization. They can fantasize about living in balance, limiting growth, retreating behind our walls. They don't understand what it really means to live in the wilderness. How close we came to not making it. How many people we lost. Yema was just the first. But Athena understood. She believed in humanity. She believed in us. In the inherent value of consciousness. Her dreams were so much bigger. She wanted us to reclaim the Earth, to reach for the stars, to build and grow and learn.
So why did she leave?
I don't know. I understand why she became frustrated when the city started thinking more about itself than about the future. It was frustrating for all of us. But we were still fighting for that future together. What I don't understand is why she didn't tell me. If she came here to do all this, why didn't she bring me along?
I'm sorry, it must have been hard to lose a mentor.
It was. But maybe I was wrong. And she isn't as lost as I thought she was. If this is all the test, maybe the answer is waiting for us in the megastructure. Speaking of which, let's get back to exploring. Melville should have reconnected the next station by now.
Okay, so I guess this is the prerequisite to unlocking the next area. So I guess the lost labs are very much mandatory. To an extent, at least. Ooh, we can come in here. Can I interrupt this somehow? Won't let me. Huh. Fine. So this was a door that we couldn't open. Did anything change with this? No. Okay. Well, let's get back on track. That remains closed, right? Okay. Where do we go to next? Oh, hi.
Is it possible that on some level, people want to believe that everything's going to get worse? That it's comforting to think that humanity is bad and every solution will just go wrong? Because that way you're never responsible. You never have to take on responsibility for anything outside yourself. Never have to grow up.
Let's see, this was number 5. There's a big question mark here, and I thought I might as well check it out. It's in the middle of the forest. No, it's the other side, and that's a lost puzzle. Alright, screw that. Number 7. Number 7. I mean, these waters are actually enough to drown yourself in. Here's Melville. Is there another lost puzzle? Okay. Well, now we know where it is? Huh? Wait, the question mark is pointing to something else. Huh? Okay, so that's a lost puzzle. That's the lost puzzle. What's this? Oh, this is number 7. No, this is number 6. Yeah. So there's number 7. Follow the path. Okay, it's right there. A rainbow. It's like a more complicated version of that first one. Okay, what do you need from me? All right. Wait. Okay. Okay. In order for this not to get in the way of the others, I think this has to go into the middle. Let's say this. Then red plus green equals blue. That has to wait till last. This green. And then... Oh, this was really easy. Basically works on same principles as the second puzzle.
Congratulations. That one looked difficult.
Did it? Did it? It was one of the quickest solves. My farming obsession. So I've been playing a ton of this old Gehenna game called Ancient Human Farmer. The title says it all. It's a sort of simple farming simulator. Maybe not the most sophisticated game, but I'm getting really obsessed with it. And I'm having some sort of emotional response to it that I can't exactly explain. Like, it makes me happy but also sad. Does anyone have any idea why this is happening to me? The game appeals to you because of the human need to commune with nature, to live a style that's not about dominating the world but coexisting with it. You're sad because we can't ever return to being who we used to be thousands of years ago, but happy because it reminds you that at least something similar is still possible for us. Maybe it's because of the people of Gehenna, despite their imprisonment, had an innocent view of the world that's permanently lost to us. I think that it's actually the opposite of what Ovis is saying. These games are enjoyable because they take us back to a time when we still had agency, when we could build things, grow things, when we could impose our will on the world instead of being completely powerless and inactive. What you crave is the ability to contribute to humanity in real material ways, and you're sad because just simulating it is not enough. You don't want to farm, you want to be a pioneer, as we humans were born to be. It's just a game, don't overthink it. So Ovis is arguing for the human need to commune with nature, and sad because we can't go back. Libistrus, despite the imprisonment having his view of the world. Damien argues for agency. And Pellegrino, it's just a game, don't overthink it. Pellegrino's right. There's a first time for everything. Okay. There's a first time for everything. So I guess it's not often that Pellegrino gets agreement. Alright. So where's number 8? I think that's the gold puzzle, which is out of reach for now. That's the number 8. Remember. Yeah, for some reason the accumulator puzzles just seem to mesh really well with me. How do we do this? Nah, that's probably not what we're supposed to do. Yeah. With a red light. Okay. Let's charge this up. Well, what's next? This will allow me to open this. Right. Right. Oh. Okay. Can I get both of these at the same time? Yeah, well, these two are connected to the same side, aren't they? I think what we're supposed to do is this. Get out of here. Now, with this, no, we need to connect it for this. The real question is, why does this door turn around? Okay. Oh, whoops. No, I need this on here. Connect to that. Nah. Okay, it's not quite that simple. Yeah, I can't take the accumulator without cutting the beam. I mean, I guess the question is, why is this here? I think get it now. There we go. So get out here. I may as well connect this, which will allow me to grab the connector. All right. And finally, is that not high enough? Actually, it is. I didn't even need the connector. So there's number 8. Now we have the stars and the lost puzzles to deal with. Consume. From an interview with a protester outside the Institute of Applied Pneumatics. So why did you join this protest? Artificial intelligence is inherently dangerous to this planet's ecosystem. Defending that ecosystem is our responsibility. In which way is artificial intelligence dangerous? I'm not some paranoid idiot imagining Skynet taking over the world, alright? That's science fiction. But what we're talking about here is an artificial intelligence without any of the attachments we have to the natural world. It's not capable of distinguishing between, say, an ore and a tree. Everything is just resources to it. People like Serapi or Drennan talk about ethics and philosophy, but they all embrace the same extractivist ethos that has brought us to the brink of disaster. The intelligence being would try to optimize the world in its image, and in so doing consume it. But so far they're saying it's all theoretical. The atom bomb was theoretical at first too. Once something is there, someone's going to use it. Why couldn't they imagine that we might care about the world? I don't know. Because they were too used to no one else caring. Day 200. Construction on our new home is coming along nicely. We finished 2 new buildings last week, and this week we started on our new lodgings. Athena and Cornelius have plans to erect a tower in the middle of the settlement, which will serve as our administrative center and main heliport. But right now that's still a long way off. Decades at least. It's hard to imagine that one day we'll be able to erect structures like that there'll be enough of us to need that much space. But then I look at the dam and I remind myself, our ancestors built that with a short lifespan and soft flesh and bone bodies. And then I think that there's really no limit to what we can achieve, given enough time, patience, and the capacity to dream. Recording from Trevor.
Strap in. This is a long one.
Oh
you may
dear.
have heard the story of the carpenter who died to redeem humanity's sins. It's a powerful story, bittersweet, very human, and I just want to tell you that it's true. He was a real person, and his name was John. John Carpenter. He was born in the year 1948, and he was the coolest filmmaker to ever walk the earth. From Halloween to The Thing to They Live, the totally underrated In the Mouth of Madness, mind you, he just made classic after classic. All of his movies, really fun, really atmospheric, but also really smart. Even when they were goofy, most directors would kill to have made just one of those movies. And what did he get for it? A big, fat truckload of nothing. Well, less than nothing. The studios, the critics, even the fans, they hated him. The Thing, okay, for example, which is about as perfect a movie as you can make, completely torn to shreds. And his career never really recovered. Every movie after that was a struggle, and after a while, he just got tired of it and quit. He only really came back to movies in his 70s. How many works of genius did we never get because of that? Look, I have a point here. People like Carpenter, people like Alex, they're not always appreciated in their own time. If you just do what's popular, you might never create anything important. Of course, we admire people who did the right thing, who didn't conform, but we only ever admire them after the fact. What matters is to support people when it's difficult.
Wait. Did Trevor live in a universe first where John Carpenter is not highly rated? Okay.
To us who have only just begun this journey of philosophy, the world may seem like a mystery that can never be solved. A great deal has been written since the days of the Seven Sages, but how much of it is truth and how much of it is idle speculation? I've offended many by saying that most philosophy will, as the centuries pass, be discarded as foolishness and superstition. But it is a truth only philosophers fail to see. And yet we cannot abandon reason and conclude that we cannot know anything. Rather, we must accept that the journey towards understanding will be long, and our task is to build a foundation for those who will one day arrive at its destination.
Okay. Let's look for... Let's see. Can I swim across? Ah. The answer is no. Whoops. Well, we came back here, and just to make sure, we do have, yeah, we do have the straighten recording Let's get started on the last puzzles. We'll do the star hunting after this. Oh, hi, Melville.
I've been wondering, what made our ancestors settle in these god-forsaken places? It can't have been easy with those frail, squishy bodies of theirs. What makes a caveman go, yes, this frozen hellscape is where I want to live out my days? You think Byron was right? Is it in our nature to be wanderers?
Did humanity ever settle in this place? It's just about resources and population pressure. They came looking for beauty. Drawn to the idea of building a new society, we'd like to overcome challenges. I would say resources and population pressure.
How drab. But you might very well be right. Our ancestors didn't have a lot of choices, and they had to be pragmatic.
I wanted to ask you about something else.
All right.
In my vision, Athena mentioned a singularity.
Yes. She could be talking about a gravitational singularity. Like the point within a black hole where density becomes infinite and space-time breaks down. But the term has other applications too.
I assume there are safe ways of experimenting with this.
There are safe ways of doing most things. Plus, the planet hasn't collapsed into a black hole, so I guess we're okay.
I should get back to work. Okay. No, that's number 7. So there's the last puzzle. Lateral inhibition. Okay. What does this do? Ah! We also needed to... Okay. Okay. Let's pick up blue. Bring it over. Connect red with this. We won't connect it yet. Just connect red. There we go. But what do you do here now? Can't remove the fan, can I? Okay. Interesting. Can't remove the fan. So the end game is that I need the inverter on the other side too. Or not. Well, let's connect this first. This has to be done. I mean, this part is definitely correct. How do we get a weight on this pressure plate? Yeah. And from here, there isn't much I can make anything work. Okay. Okay. Oh, don't tell me. Alright, we'll set this up, I guess. We'll set this up too. Yeah, no, doesn't make much sense to do it this way. Uh uh we'll leave this here for now. I think the ideal endgame is to somehow have this inverter be triggered by the emitter here, rather than the accumulator. So I'm wondering if there's something we can do with the fan. It seems unlikely. I mean, the furthest we can go with this doesn't really help. What's the name of the puzzle again? Lateral inhibition. Yeah, I don't get it. Can't pick up anything from this side. Nope. Alright, let's try a different way. Now we have red. So let's discharge this and pick up red. Can we make this work? Probably not, but it's worth a try at least. What does this do? Yeah, it sends the accumulator out, but not quite enough. But I don't think I'm missing anything here. Let's discharge this. Pick up the blue light. Alright, connect this. Let's review what we need to do. This has to be done. This has to be done. Let's see. Okay. Let's start this from beginning. Discharge. Whoops. Okay, let's charge this with red. Connect this. We do it this. Then we come over to this side and remove this. There we go. Yay! And wee. All right. Next last puzzle. Where is it? This way. Okay, this way. This way. Keep going. Okay, so this is the second last puzzle, Field of View. What do I need to do? Let's charge red and blue, respectively. Let's see. Blue. Red. Yeah, I need all four at the same time. So no, I need this. Let's see. I need blue on the outside. Can make this work. Then red. I guess that wasn't how it's supposed to work. What if I did this the other way? If I had red out here instead? Well, that definitely won't work. So let's say we start with blue. Red. No. Let's just double check. Well, I need... what do I need? Let's see if I discharge this. No. Let's discharge this as well. Let's see what happens if I get 2 blue. 2 blue. Blue out. No. I think I need 2 red. Just based on what we've already done. So what I need to do is red, red, and then blue on the outside. Let's see. Let's set this up first. Set this up first. Yeah, this is not exactly how it's supposed to work, I guess. Like, I might be able to make it work this on this side. It's just in the way. I mean, is there a way? Hi, then Twitch, welcome. Let's see. I mean, this is already cutting it like razor thin. Okay. Yeah, we made it work. It's just on the... we have to get the angle just right. I'm doing fine. So that's all the puzzle rooms. Now we have the gold stars to go after. The Prometheus one is probably more straightforward, if I can find the sprites again. It was somewhere along the path. So if I went back along the trail... We got 2 question marks here. One of them is the Thrasier's terminal. The other is Prometheus, obviously. I don't need to touch Prometheus yet.
One of the most foolish illusions that commonly persist is that nature is a victim and humanity is a perpetrator. This can only be the opinion of someone who has not witnessed nature at first hand, who has not seen its immense and awe-inspiring baseness. Nature is mindless chaos and eternal conflict. A system of predation and consumption whose perfect cruelty can only induce a terrified and unwilling admiration. Nature is our most powerful and least honorable enemy. A beast that consumed every last one of our ancestors and will consume us just as quickly if we are not successful in our struggle with it.
So this is for the Sphinx puzzle. Where would this be on the map? And we're due south of the tower. This is way too small. Basically we need to look for another of those switches. Where it would be, it's hard to say. Let's look for the other one first. I remember seeing it on the path, but I can't find a path. Where am I? Where am I? So this was number 4. Let's maybe backtrack a little bit. Yeah. Let's backtrack. Oh, hi. Hi, Al.
Hello, 1K.
Do you think finding a functional Somnodrome would be interesting?
Sure. I think there's plenty inside each of us to explore, and it might give us a new perspective. Will it really answer all the big questions? I don't know, but it might help.
That's all. Way to not say anything. Yeah, is that one of those that we've already touched? But this is much easier than the other Sphinx puzzles. Okay, so that's 2 of them. I mean, I'm just worried that, like, maybe you're not supposed to turn on all the switches that you find.
Hey, 1K.
Do you think the answers we seek exist within ourselves?
Look, self-reflection is important, but only thinking about yourself, your inner identity, becomes narcissistic. You exist, whether you like it or not, in a dialectical relationship with the world. Identity has no meaning without society, And society has no meaning without the individual. It's in that tension that we really come into being.
That's all. So there's the tower. Huh? It's very hard to correlate the map with the actual terrain features. Let's see. Yeah, that's the gold puzzle. So that's the wrong way. Let's follow this path. Gotta find a spark. Oh hey, I could. More distractions.
Hey, 1K. How can I help you?
What do you think about this Somnodrome business?
I'd never heard of it before, but it sounds fascinating. I mean, imagine exploring a place inside yourself that you didn't even know existed. Might really give you a new perspective. Or it might be really stupid, but it's probably cool.
There's some people in New Jerusalem who want me to participate in the political maneuvering.
I don't get involved with that. I think we should discuss everything openly and then vote, not play games behind each other's backs.
You think the finder might still be here?
I don't know. It all looks pretty abandoned to me. But maybe it is all a test.
You think the founder was right that we have to add our own meaning to the world?
I don't know. Sometimes I'd like to believe that everything happens for a reason. That there's some external force that gives us purpose and meaning. But then I think about all the horrible things that happen to people, and I can't accept that those things were meant to happen. That they couldn't have been avoided. So in that sense, I agree. We should find our own meaning. But to be completely honest, I find it hard to just impose meaning on the world. I'm not as driven as someone like Byron. I feel more moved by Miranda's recordings than by my own ideas.
Perhaps adding meaning to the world is something we do together.
I like that. Some of us lead, some of us follow, but we all do it together.
That's all. Let's keep state of the trail. I'm sure I saw the spark. There we go, there we go, there we go. The sprite. Here we go. Sprite chase. Where are you? Where are you? Don't go over the water because I can't swim. This way, through the forest. It's leading us in the compass direction of Prometheus, so nothing complicated this time, it looks like. You jerk. Yeah, I can't follow it. I can't follow it that way. What? Let's see. It's shallow enough. Okay, okay, okay. And we're almost there. No, this one was simple. Unlike the previous one, which we actually had to solve a puzzle to get there. Hey.
Utopia is impossible, but the future that is possible will seem like a dream to those who are alive now.
Okay. All that's left is the Sphinx. I'm really bad at maps. Okay. And this there could be a worse place to survey the terrain from here. So there's one on an island. Okay, so there are 3 switches that I have to activate. And the problem is, how do I find the last one? Is this the lagoon? So we should go up to the tower and look around. No conversations there. Hmm. But that's one I think I've activated. 3 switches in total. And the problem is that it's not necessarily pointing north. Let's see. What direction is that? Southwest. It's hard to orient yourself with that map. Is there a way to cross the water from here? No. It's also not on the bridge, is there? Is it? I don't think it would be there. Can I... Let's see. Okay, that looks like a statue. Question is, how do I get there? How do I get there? I may have to actually solve the bridges. You know what? Let's do that then. That's pretty much the last thing anyway. Let's get on with it. Take this. No, that doesn't work. I think we should probably start with this. Huh? Oh. You can hit terrain with it. Alright, yeah, this is easier, definitely. Definitely better. Oh! Yeah, that's the right idea to get started on the bridge.
Sometimes it seems the only choices we have are renouncing civilization or mindless expansion. But that's not the only path forward. Embracing deliberate control over nature doesn't have to mean destruction. We are a species of artists and artisans, blessed with the ability to transform the raw material of the cosmos into new and better shapes. Shapes that have meaning. With our technology, we can take this chaotic world, so full of suffering, and turn it into a work of art.
Okay, so completely ignoring anything that Athena has to say. Maybe we should get started with this one. No, this won't work no matter what. What am I doing wrong? Okay. Can I curve this back in? Huh? Whoops. Okay, so that's not it. This way. No, that's not it either. These pieces are weird. Okay. Hopefully these ones are a little easier to manage. But... Huh? Yeah, it feels like I'm one piece short for some reason. But I can't be. Is there a more efficient way to use this? No. Yeah, we've got a couple of weird ones here. Uh-huh. Okay. There we go. So, is this shallow enough to cross? Alright, that's the third one, and we'll go get a star on our way back. Let's go into the tower. Nothing on that side. Hey, that's really deep. And up we go. Who are we meeting this time? Oh! Oh! Ah, no, it's Pandora.
Clay, you have taken another step towards the flame. Before you continue, ask yourself, have the gifts of Prometheus ever truly benefited your people? Or have they brought nothing but strife?
Without his gifts, we would never even exist. His gifts have greatly eased the suffering of the world. We've made mistakes in using them, but good outweighs the bad. They've caused great harm, but they cannot be put back into the box. They've been cursed to my people. Lady, I'm a robot. I'm very tempted by this.
Prometheus has poisoned your mind. Turn away from the flame, or you will be bound, as he was.
Did I make a mistake with that?
I've been thinking. There's 3 towers per cardinal direction and 3 entities. You'd think it would be symmetrically arranged.
And we haven't
One
seen
tower per
Prometheus
entity,
yet.
right? But we haven't seen Prometheus at all.
We're built to find patterns. Maybe we're trying to find patterns where there aren't any.
I'm hoping I didn't make a mistake with that choice. Okay. I mean, at one point, the game did say that, like, if there's a irrevocable point of no return, then you know about it. Ah! Ah! I forgot that you can fall off the bridge once it's finished. Yeah, so, hopefully a callous choice made there won't screw up your run. I mean, it seems like Pandora got angry when we made that choice. So, were we there? There's some structures. Was that where we found Straighten? It looks like it. It's off to the coast of the gold puzzle. Yeah, so that looks like where Straighten was. So once we get the Sphinx Gold Star, it would be good to get out of here.
None may know what came first, error or sin, and yet every choice depends on it.
Alright, so it's almost 2 hours. In fact, it's pretty much 2 hours on the nose. Yeah, right there, on the nose. So let's head over to the next area and then we'll be done for the day. Updating map. Lost Marshes. So we're done with Flooded Valley except for gold puzzles. Lost Marshes. So this will be for next time, and I think once we're done with this, we'll have another run at the mega structure. The next stream is going to be a long one. Let's just get over there and record a day. Burp. Travel to North 3, Lost Marshes. This windscreen is filthy.
This area looks flooded as well.
Our ancestors melted a whole lot of ice. After they died, most coastal settlements were claimed by the sea. South of New Jerusalem, there's a whole city under the water.
I think we saw it from the elevator.
When I was an apprentice. It was eerie.
That's exactly why the founder created the goal. When you go past the limits, this is what happens. Mother Nature always gets her revenge in the end.
This isn't revenge, Al. It's just failure. People, cities, mountains. As far as the sea is concerned, it's all the same. Their mistake was forgetting that. Telling themselves nothing would change.
Is the horse? Okay. And just make sure we didn't miss any entries here. Take a photo of this. Alright then. That'll be it for today. So we'll be back on Tuesday evening Japan time, and that's going to be probably like a 4-hour stream to go through Lost Marshes and the megastructure segments. Let's hope we don't get stuck on anything in Lost Marshes. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again next time. We're almost halfway through the game now. See you again on Tuesday. Bye bye.